Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your heart pounding for no clear reason? At first you think it's just a dream, maybe something you ate, maybe a little stress. So you brush it off, turn over, and try to fall back asleep. But what if that pounding heart was your body whispering a warning? And what if the reason wasn't what happened during the day, but what you did just a few hours earlier after dinner? As a cardiologist and researcher, I've spent decades studying how the heart ages. And here's something most people don't realize. Your heart doesn't rest just because you do. In fact, for many seniors, your heart is working harder at night than it does all day. Your blood pressure drops, circulation changes, your body begins the long task of repair, and in those quiet hours, the tiniest habits can do the most damage. Every night, millions of older adults across America repeat innocent routines, lying down right after eating, watching a bit of news, enjoying something sweet, having a nightcap. These may feel harmless, even comforting, but over time, they quietly strain your cardiovascular system, pushing your heart further into fatigue, inflammation, and silent risk. In this video, I'll walk you through 8 common after-dinner habits that could be silently damaging your heart after age 60, and how a few simple changes could help you sleep better, feel stronger, and protect your heart for years to come. Let's begin. After a long day, dinner often feels like the finish line, the moment you can finally sit back, exhale, and let go. And for many seniors, that comfort leads naturally to lying down on the couch or heading straight to bed. It feels peaceful, restful. But as a heart doctor, I can tell you this single act repeated night after night may be quietly weakening your heart and digestion without you ever realizing it. When you lie flat immediately after a meal, gravity stops assisting your digestive system. Instead of food moving smoothly, acid begins to creep upward, placing pressure on your chest and your esophagus. That's why so many older adults experience nighttime bloating, palpitations, or even chest tightness that mimics a heart attack. Over time, this habit contributes to gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD, which not only disrupts sleep but also places hidden stress on the cardiovascular system. And here's what most people don't realize. Your heart is already working harder in the evening hours. It's adjusting to changes in blood flow, hormone levels, and repair processes. By lying down too soon, you're adding more pressure at the worst possible time. The solution is simple but powerful. Just 10 to 15 minutes of gentle movement, walking around the house, cleaning the kitchen, or even standing while talking to a loved one can support digestion, reduce nighttime heart strain, and help you sleep more peacefully. Small steps after dinner may be one of the most protective things you can do for your heart. Don't let comfort become the very thing that puts your heart at risk. There's something undeniably comforting about ending the day with a sweet treat, a slice of pie, a scoop of ice cream, or even just a small sugary drink. For many older adults, it feels like a well-earned reward after a long day. But here's the hidden truth. While that dessert may satisfy your taste buds, it could be quietly hurting your heart. After dinner, your metabolism naturally slows down as your body prepares for rest. When you consume sugar during this time, your blood glucose spikes rapidly, triggering a surge of insulin. Your body, unable to burn off the excess energy, stores it as fat, often right around your organs, including your heart. Over time, this contributes to visceral fat buildup, higher cholesterol levels, and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, all of which silently erode cardiovascular health. But it doesn't stop there. Sugar also triggers inflammation within your blood vessels, making your heart work harder to pump through narrowed, irritated arteries. And perhaps most overlooked of all, sugar interferes with sleep quality. A night of restless sleep raises cortisol, the stress hormone, which can keep your blood pressure elevated through the night and into the next day. It becomes a dangerous cycle. Dessert, poor sleep, rising stress, and growing strain on your heart. If you're truly craving something sweet, choose a few slices of fresh fruit like berries or banana. These provide natural sweetness along with fiber, antioxidants, and heart protective nutrients without the metabolic chaos. A small change in your nighttime indulgence can mean a big difference in your heart's future. Don't let dessert be the hidden enemy of your longevity. It starts innocently enough, just turning on the television after dinner to catch up on the news. For many older adults, it's a nightly ritual, a familiar voice in the background, a way to stay informed and connected. But over the years, the tone of the news has changed. What once delivered facts now often delivers fear. Reports of war, political tension, economic collapse, crime, and health scares flood the screen night after night. And while you may not feel outwardly anxious, your body registers every alarming headline. Each one triggers a subtle yet powerful stress response. Your adrenal glands release cortisol and adrenaline hormones that raise your heart rate, constrict your blood vessels, and tell your body to stay on high alert. The problem is, your body is supposed to be winding down. Your heart is meant to ease into a lower rhythm, preparing for deep restorative sleep. But instead, these stress chemicals keep it alert and agitated, creating a state of internal chaos when peace is needed most. This pattern doesn't just disturb sleep, it slowly wears down your heart. Over time, the strain from these nightly surges in blood pressure and heart rate can increase your risk of arrhythmia, stroke, or heart attack, especially if you already have a history of hypertension or cardiovascular disease. So tonight, consider this: what you feed your mind after dinner may be just as important as what you feed your body. Instead of letting your heart wrestle with chaos before bed, give it calm. Listen to soft music, read a gentle book, or take 5 minutes to breathe deeply and reflect on something good. Peace isn't just emotional, it's physiological. And choosing calm over conflict may be one of the most powerful things you can do to protect your heart in silence. It often begins with just a little hunger after dinner, nothing heavy, just something to nibble on while watching TV or winding down. So you reach for a handful of potato chips, a few salted crackers, maybe some roasted nuts. It feels harmless, almost comforting. But what many older adults don't realize is that these seemingly small snacks can quietly overload the heart, especially at night. Salt, or more precisely sodium, pulls water into your bloodstream, expanding your blood volume. That means your heart has to pump harder to move the thicker, heavier blood through your vessels. And when this happens consistently, it raises your nighttime blood pressure, puts stress on your arteries, and can even contribute to fluid buildup around your lungs. For seniors already dealing with hypertension or heart failure, this is a dangerous combination. What's worse is that many packaged snacks are loaded with hidden sodium, even those labeled as lightly salted. A small handful can exceed your daily limit without you realizing it. Salty snacks also increase thirst, prompting more fluid intake before bed, which disrupts sleep, stresses the kidneys, and can keep your heart working overtime through the night. The cycle is quiet but relentless. You might sleep through the damage, but your heart doesn't. If you find yourself hungry after dinner, choose heart-smart alternatives like unsalted almonds, a slice of apple with natural nut butter, or a small bowl of plain oatmeal. These foods provide satiety, nutrients, and peace, not pressure. Your heart has enough to manage after 60. Don't burden it with the weight of extra salt and silent strain. Choose wisely, even in the smallest bites. For many people over 60, a small drink after dinner feels like a simple pleasure, a glass of wine to unwind a nightcap, to ease into sleep, a ritual that signals the day is done. It's viewed as harmless, even healthy by some. But what feels relaxing in the moment can quietly be putting extra strain on your heart when it needs rest the most. Alcohol has a direct effect on your cardiovascular system. Even in small amounts, it increases your heart rate and elevates your blood pressure. It interferes with the autonomic nervous system, the part that controls your heartbeat while you sleep. Instead of calming the body, alcohol activates stress responses and keeps the heart in a state of low-grade agitation. For seniors, this impact is magnified. As we age, the body metabolizes alcohol more slowly, meaning its effects linger longer into the night. If you're already taking blood pressure or heart medications, the interaction can be even more dangerous. Over time, nightly drinking raises your risk of developing atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat that can lead to stroke or heart failure. You may not notice it at first. There may be no obvious symptoms, but silently, alcohol chips away at the resilience of your cardiovascular system. If a drink is part of your routine, consider moving it to earlier in the day, with a meal when your body is more active and better equipped to handle it. And in the evening, try switching to calming herbal teas like chamomile or hibiscus, which have been shown to support healthy blood pressure and relaxation. Your heart doesn't need stimulation at night, it needs serenity. And that simple switch from wine to warm tea could be one of the most protective choices you make as you age. For many older adults, especially those dealing with joint pain or chronic stiffness, taking a hot shower after dinner feels like the perfect way to relax. The steam, the warmth, the soothing pressure of water on tired muscles, It becomes a nightly ritual of comfort. But here's what most people don't realize: stepping into a hot shower too soon after eating can quietly strain your heart in ways you might not feel until it's too late. When you eat, your body redirects blood to the digestive system to help process food. It's a coordinated effort involving your gut, liver, pancreas, and other organs, and your heart plays a central role in keeping that blood flowing steadily. But the moment you enter a hot shower, your blood vessels begin to expand to release heat. Blood rushes toward your skin, away from your core, away from digestion. This sudden redistribution can cause a drop in blood pressure, forcing your heart to work harder to stabilize your circulation. For seniors, especially those on medications for blood pressure or with pre-existing heart conditions, this can result in lightheadedness, fatigue, or even fainting. Some may brush it off as just getting up too fast, but the truth is more serious. Taking a hot shower right after eating puts your body in conflict, your digestive system and circulatory system pulling in opposite directions. The better approach is to wait at least 90 minutes after dinner before showering, giving your body time to process food without additional stress. If you crave warmth in the meantime, try placing a warm compress on your shoulders or using a heating pad with a timer. It's safer, gentler, and respects the delicate balance your heart needs in the hours before bed. Small changes like this aren't just about comfort, they're about preservation. Because in this season of life, your heart has earned peace, not pressure. For many seniors, sleeping with multiple pillows stacked high under the head seems like a practical solution, a way to ease breathing, reduce acid reflux, or find a more comfortable position for the neck and shoulders. It's a habit often formed over years, and it feels like it helps. But what many don't realize is that this seemingly harmless sleep setup could be quietly disrupting your cardiovascular and respiratory systems night after night. When your head and upper body are elevated too steeply, your neck bends forward unnaturally. This slight forward tilt can narrow your airway, reduce oxygen intake, and increase the effort your heart must exert to circulate blood throughout the body. For someone over 60, especially those already managing high blood pressure, arrhythmia, or circulation issues, this added strain during the hours meant for recovery can lead to nighttime palpitations, shortness of breath, or restless sleep. Over time, poor sleep posture can contribute to lower oxygen saturation levels, increase the risk of heart failure, and even elevate the chance of a nighttime cardiac event. And perhaps the most concerning part, you may never feel it happening. You may sleep through the silent stress, but your heart doesn't. That's why adjusting your sleep setup is more than just a comfort issue, it's a matter of heart health. If you need elevation, opt for a single wedge pillow that gently supports your upper body while keeping your neck and spine aligned. This simple shift protects airflow, improves circulation, and gives your heart the true rest it deserves. Because at this stage of life, your sleep should restore you, not challenge your most vital organ. Don't let a pile of pillows become a nightly burden for your heart. It seems like such a small thing, feeling the urge to go to the bathroom before bed and choosing to ignore it. Maybe you're already under the covers, comfortable and warm. Maybe you think I'll be fine till morning. But this one small choice repeated night after night could be silently putting your heart at risk. When your bladder is full, even if you don't feel discomfort, it sends signals to your nervous system, specifically the sympathetic nervous system, the same one that activates during moments of stress or danger. That signal increases your heart rate, raises your blood pressure, and keeps your body in a low-grade state of alert. This physiological stress, if sustained during sleep, can trigger dangerous consequences, especially in seniors with high blood pressure or pre-existing heart conditions. It's no coincidence that many nighttime cardiac events happen in the early morning hours, just when the body is most vulnerable and pressure peaks. And as we age, bladder sensitivity decreases, while many medications increase nighttime urine production, a double threat. You might not wake up, but your heart will. It will spend the night under silent strain. That's why one of the simplest, most protective habits you can adopt is also one of the easiest: go to the bathroom before bed. Even if the urge is mild, even if it feels unnecessary, do it for your heart. This 1-minute act could be the difference between peaceful sleep and a dangerous spike in blood pressure. In the quiet hours of the night when everything slows down, your heart should find peace, not pressure. Give it that chance every single night. What happens after dinner may seem like a quiet, ordinary part of the day, a time to relax, unwind, and prepare for rest. But if you're over 60, those evening hours carry more weight than most people realize. The heart, though silent, is still working, still adjusting to the day's demands, still carrying the responsibility of keeping every cell in your body alive. And it's in this vulnerable window between dinner and sleep that the habits you choose can either protect your heart or slowly wear it down. The truth is, heart disease doesn't begin with chest pain. It begins with small repeated patterns that seem harmless in the moment, lying down too soon after eating, indulging in sugar, watching stressful news, or skipping a trip to the bathroom. Over time, these moments add up, forming a silent current that pushes your heart toward fatigue, inflammation, and risk. But the beauty of this truth is that it can be reversed, not with surgery, not with prescriptions, but with small, conscious choices made daily. Walk a little after meals. Choose fruit instead of cake. Go to the bathroom even if the urge is light. These are not big sacrifices, they are acts of care, of protection, of intention. Your heart has carried you through 6, 7, even 8 decades. It has endured stress, illness, joy, and grief. Now it's your turn to carry it, to support it, with habits that allow it to heal, to rest, to stay strong for the years ahead. So don't wait for symptoms. Don't wait for a crisis. Start tonight. Because the quietest hours of your day might be the most important ones for your heart. And with just a few mindful changes, you can turn every evening into a chance to live longer, feel better, and protect the rhythm that has carried you through life itself. The most powerful lesson from everything we've just explored is this: it's not the big emergencies that determine the course of your heart health, it's the small decisions you make every single night. After age 60, your heart doesn't need more medication, more fear, or more pressure. What it needs is support, and support doesn't always look like hospital visits or medical bills. Sometimes support looks like walking for 10 minutes after dinner instead of lying down. Sometimes it's saying no to a sugary dessert and yes to a bowl of berries. It's choosing peace over panic, calm over chaos, and awareness over autopilot. These are simple human choices, but they carry incredible weight. In a country where heart disease remains the #1 killer, prevention is no longer optional. It's personal, it's quiet. And it starts in your home after dinner when no one is watching but your own heart. So here's the takeaway: small habits lead to long lives. You don't have to overhaul your world, just be more mindful in the moments that matter. Recognize that your body is always speaking to you and your heart is asking for rest, not resistance. This isn't about restriction, it's about respect. Respect for the decades your heart has given you and the years you still have left to live. Apply one change tonight, then another tomorrow. You have the power. And your heart, the one that's been with you through everything, is worth it.